Yeah, well, first, I just got to give honor to God always, for getting us out healthy and let us have an opportunity to play for Him. But, yeah, it was tough. Obviously, they made us fight for everything that we had to get. And, I mean, like you just said, they're the number one team in the NFL. They just won the Super Bowl. But, I mean, for us, I feel like, we had it in the bag. We were right where we wanted to be. But obviously, just like some mistakes that we made on our side of the ball, because defense got us the ball. And then, obviously, we got to just pick up a couple guys on that last, play, and then we're good. But obviously, we got to, be better on our side.
Changes with the offensive line, some people going out. You got to try to adapt.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, we got to pray for, Caleb and Drew, because those are two main guys on our offense, and those are the guys that get us rolling. So, with them going down, it was definitely a little tougher. But shout out to Storm and News for stepping up. But obviously, they brought pressure every play. And I had to stay in and help most of the time in the second half, and just make sure that Kirk wasn't going to get sacked or anything. But it was definitely tough, because even on the run, they played an 8-man box, so for the running, it was definitely a lot tougher to find those creases. But I just had to try to get the dirty 2 or 3 on the runs, but it was tough.
Take us to that last that fourth down call.
Yep. So we had a call going downhill. But I think that he just saw a look that was a little different, and we changed the play. But obviously, when we changed the play, we had to account for a couple guys, and then 32, he came free right up the middle. So it was tough. Obviously, when I get the ball, I have to try to make a decision right now. And then when he came, I had to try to switch and go, and I was going lateral, so it was hard. But obviously, I'm gonna try to do better to break that tackle and make that play, regardless of the situation.
To go toe-to-toe with the back-to-back defending champs, prime time, all that stuff. You're probably not one for moral victories, but what do you take away from this game?
Obviously, just it doesn't matter who we play. We gotta have the mindset of we gotta beat everybody who we play against. And with them, they came in and they were just another team on our rack that we had to take care of. Obviously, we fell short of that, but we just learned that we got to just stay consistent. We can't, the up and down. We can't be one way one week and then, do something different the next week. We just got to stay consistent and stay the right way. And it doesn't matter what team we play. It doesn't matter if the defending Super Bowl champs or not. We got to stay in the right mindset, the right motive. Every single play.
What are the steps for this offense to get to that level where you're consistently, like you said, throughout a game at that level where you want to be?
I mean, obviously, we got to first take care of the red zone. We got to continue to keep scoring in the red zone, because I feel like when we do that, then it helps us on offense. It helps our defense take the momentum, and we're just putting points on the board. But obviously, I love Koo, and I want him to make every field goal. But we got to do our job to try not to get him on the field on those three and outs, and we got to make sure that we're always, putting the ball for 7 and not settling for 3. And I think when we start with that, then that's going to make the momentum of the game that much easier.
You saw the way that the last one in Philadelphia ended and the way this one started.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the vision of this offense?
It is. We want to start fast, but we got to finish stronger than what we started. And obviously for the Philadelphia game, I feel we started, fast a little bit, got our momentum and then started picking it up. But then that's another thing, we got to do that throughout the whole game and not just, one half or one quarter. Or we got to do it throughout all 4 quarters. And when we start doing that consistently, and, obviously we want to do it starting this game coming up against the Saints, then that's what we got to do.
Third down has been an issue in each game. How much has that hindered y'all on the offensive side?
I mean, it's tough because we need to get those third downs, but obviously it starts with first and second down, and we need to get those first and fives or second and fives, and don't get backed up, don't get to 3rd and 7, especially with this team because they pressure a lot. But yeah, it was the third downs is what we got to do to get out and to get those first downs to keep the momentum going, but. Like I said, it was obviously tough to get some of those and, kind of set us back a little bit.
You guys are 1-2 to start the year, but it feels like these guys in this locker room feel like you guys are in a good spot. Of course, so much of the year left. Is that kind of where that feeling comes from? Right?
I mean, obviously, I hate losing the game. I hate losing, especially to a team like this. We want to take it. So it's definitely a tough loss right now, but obviously this is the NFL, so we gotta throw this one away, and we gotta focus on this next team, especially division team. Like we end up coming in here, and obviously this is a big game, so we need to lock in and focus up on what we got coming up. But obviously, like I want to win this game right here, but we know that we got a big one coming up, so we got to just let this one go.
Obviously, you want the ball in your hands on that 4th and 1, sort of the decisive play.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through what you saw once the ball was in your hands?
Yeah, when I got the ball, like I saw a defender right away, and I was like I have to break this tackle. He came right in the back door and just came right free, and it was me to try to break it. I mean, I try to maneuver myself so he can slide off and see if I can just kick out of it and just hop and try to get the first down. But obviously, like he held my foot, and it was tough for me to go anywhere. But it's like those little plays right there that sometimes we just got to just sometimes go downhill on some of those plays. But obviously, like Kirk saw something, and we got to trust that and let it go. But I mean, yeah, obviously we always want to get those 4th downs, 4th and 1s, so we can keep it going and try to get a win.
So that call was made at the line. Y'all went to the line with a couple of options there.
Yeah, with a couple options, just to see like where the defense was coming, because they were coming in so many different formations, and we didn't know where they were coming. And obviously, like I think Kirk made the right call. It was just an assignment that we forgot to get, and I mean it was a run through. But I mean it's football. I mean you can't blame nobody. Like he came scot-free real quick, and it's hard to try to get a guy like that coming quick. But I mean that's just something that we just learned from.
Yeah, just run into my coverage, and once I felt like I was in somewhat decent position to look back, saw the ball, and I was able to make a play. Normally plays like that, obviously I haven't looked at the film yet, but it's normally predicated off like really good pressure, so I'm sure we got to him pretty quick. He felt like he had to give it a shot, and I was able to make a play on it.
You now have 6 interceptions on him. How have you grown to know him so well in the game?
No, I think I just think like for 8 years playing him twice a year, you just have more opportunities, and then like I said, like most of them it's kind of a combination of just good team defense, right? It would be like there being 6 fumbles and you get 6 fumble recoveries. I don't know if it's necessarily because you're always making a great play or you're just around the ball, but it's just good team defense, and so I'm always going to tip my cap to us playing sound defense, and there was parts of it that weren't so great today, and we'll get back and watch the film and correct it moving forward.
As a defensive player, just what were your reactions and thoughts to that no PI call on Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, those are tough, man. I think obviously for us, obviously want those calls to go in our favor, but you got to trust the refs and what they're calling, and so we'll look at that, and like I said, that a game like that doesn't come down to like that one call. It's things that we could have did better on defense to help our offense in like shorter field position and things like that. So that's kind of how I look at it.
What are some positives that you can take away for the defense after a game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a well put together outfit, back-to-back Super Bowl champs, and so I think there are some positives from us from a standpoint of how we held up in the pass game at times. They got really good skilled players, obviously a really good quarterback. The turnover in the end zone for us was huge. You need those, but then I just thought like the run was a little leaky today, and that's not necessarily just on the front. That's all 11 of us getting to the football. Safeties, obviously being able to stop the run and pass, and so I think that was a little leaky. We gave up, I think, a couple of explosives in the pass game that we can tighten up. But like I said, we watched the film. We'll correct those things moving forward.
What was your reaction when you saw Caleb McGarry and Drew Dahlman both out for the second half?
Yeah, that's tough. You play this game, it's 100% injury rate. You're always not guaranteed to walk out any game healthy. Especially when we keep extending the season. And so, we just got to rally next man up. And, it's opportunities for the guys to be able to come up. Obviously, those guys, I don't know what it looks like, how long, those things, they'll be out, et cetera. But next man up, and, we'll be good to go.
Coming off the field, looked like you and Kirk were having a, not animated discussion, but a long discussion. What were you guys talking about, especially as two of the veterans on this team?
Yeah, for me, like, Kirk's been in this league for a while. He's been a part of really good teams, and just asking him, like, I feel good about this team, and asked him his thoughts and said we're going to be good, and just kind of picking his brain a little bit on what we could do, how we could be better. Like, one of the things I said was, like, we need to play better complementary football from a defensive perspective. Like, our offense goes down and scores, we need to be able to come out, get a 3-and-out, turnover, get them right back into a flow, right? And so those are the things that I think about, not necessarily special teams, offensively, what we could have did better, but defensively, things that I can control, like, man, what could we have done better to help our team win today? And those are the things that I think about, and I shared those thoughts with them, and just picking his brain.
I mean, that's how do you kind of square that you're walking off the field, tough loss comes down to it at the end, but you're feeling good about this team. I mean, does that mean y'all can really take some positives away from this one? Yeah,
you definitely can, and it's still early. Obviously, we don't want to sit here, at 1-2, but that's what we are.
Right.
And but there's a lot of positives. I think there's some things that we did really well as a team, and there's things that we need to capitalize on moving forward. And the team like that, they're going to be in the postseason, and knowing that we can, we're just right there at the end of the drive, and then defense, we're going to have to come out and do a 2-minute stop again. I mean, that's what football games come down to. It'll be the same thing next week, the week after that, so on and so forth. And so for us, man, I am super positive and knowing what we got, but we still got to execute, and we still got to find ways to go win football games. So
to hold a couple of Hall of Famers there on that offense, 22 points, what you guys did in the first 2 weeks as well as a defense. What's the potential of this group moving forward?
Yeah, like I said, I know there's positives with that, but for us, this defensive outfit and the talent that we have, I think we just hold ourselves to a higher expectation. So things were just a little too leaky, and gave up maybe one too many explosives, and that's what I look at on why we just didn't come out with the win, right? So that's on us, and we're gonna get better. Like I said, it's still early. Guys are still still gelling and figuring out identity-wise exactly what we are, and we got a lot of the season left. And obviously, this next one, the biggest game of the season because it's next, but also the South opponent. So got to be able to win this one.
A loss is a loss. You never want to, lose. Start off 0-2 at home. We want to, get this city behind us. But I think it was a hard-fought game. A lot that we can learn from and, really build off of. Tough loss. Like I said, it is what it is. Now we're off into divisional, and that's the most important thing. And we'll be ready to get back to work.
What was your reaction just when your two starting centers went down, and does the defense at that point feel like you guys need to step up a little bit more when you see that happen?
Yeah, Rod does a really good job of not just challenging the starters. He challenges everybody that's in that building to be the best every single day. So when something like that happens, whether that's on offense, defense, whatever it is, it's next man up mentality. And I thought they did a really good job of stepping up and giving Kirk some time to make plays. So that's our mentality, next man up. And I thought those guys stepped up, News and Storm. They did a really good job.
What was your reaction when you saw the no PI call on Kyle Pitts? Did you see it, or did you watch on replays, and your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to see it, when it was live, bang, bang type of play. Clearly I'm going to say it was a PI. But, I mean, not anything that we can do now. So it is what it is.
Against the back-to-back champs, how do you think this defense kind of fared? You guys, kind of bend but didn't break for most of this game. How do you kind of assess that?
Yeah, that's an offense that, they always find a way to win, find a way to move the ball. And I thought that we did a really good job for the most part of, keeping some explosive plays off of us. I feel like they threw out everything that they had, and I thought we did a really good job of responding. I think the runs got a little leaky tonight, but yeah, man, we just got to clear up some of our third down stuff, and I think we'll be good. When you can force an offense like that to, kick field goals and in the critical games like that, it gives our offense a chance to get back in the game. So, and that's what we did today. So.
Do you see this being a defense-first team? I mean, you guys have played so well for the first 3 games.
No, I don't. It's a team first. It don't matter if it's defense, offense. Obviously, that's our mentality on defense. Is we got to go out here and win games, and offense should have that same mentality. Same thing for special teams.
Did you see Justin's interception? Were you able to have a good vantage point on it?
Yeah,
came out of nowhere.
kind of like a coverage disguise. We disguised it, and he slid over, and Mahomes probably thought it was open, and Justin did a good job of trusting it and making a play.
Time of possession was really skewed toward the Chiefs in the first half. Did it feel that way when y'all were out there? Like, did it feel like
Hell
the defense was
yeah.
out there a lot?
It was like 20 play drives back to back. But like I said, I thought we did a really good job of responding and, forcing those guys to kick field goals in those situations.
How close are you all to being 3-0? These being one-score games here in the first 3 weeks.
As far as, we felt like we could have got this one, then got the Saints, and then the Thursday night game versus Bucks, and then get into a little mini bye, and felt like we were going to be very, strong, sitting strong. So it didn't happen, obviously, but we could take care of these next two for sure. So
it seemed like you're developing a rhythm with Kirk.
Yeah.
Can you speak about that?
Like I said, the ball is just finding me. The coverage is, opening up for me, and just trying to make a play every time.
1-2 for these first 3 games. This was kind of not just a game against the back-to-back champs. Where do you guys kind of feel like this team is despite the loss?
We felt like we could have beat them. We're just beating ourselves, Like I said, negative plays, flags, and like turnovers. We can't have those. So just got to be smarter, play smart ball, and be good on third down.
You can't get too high, too low, and it's a marathon of a season, so we just got to focus on next week.
Last question for me. I appreciate your time, man. We'll hope for the best for guys on the offensive line from Drew and Caleb out there. But what do you guys take into this week of preparation? Should you be needed next week and moving forward?
We shouldn't skip a beat. Like I said, we have that mentality, that high standard in the room, the next man up, and we're expected to do our jobs, go out there and execute.
Is there a common theme on third downs? They've been a struggle the last 2 weeks, converting third downs for y'all offensively.
No, we just get to play in the huddle and try to do our jobs and go out and execute.
From your vantage point, the final third and fourth down call, what was the problem on those 2 plays?
I'll have to go and look at the film, but as an offensive line, like I said, we hold ourselves to that high standard, and they put it on our backs to go and get it, and we just unfortunately didn't come out on top.
What's the defense reaction when you see you lose your 2 starting offensive linemen? Do you feel like you guys put a little bit more pressure on yourself to perform better, or?
I don't necessarily think so. I think that our job is to go out there and get the ball back for our offense, and so we're trying to do that regardless of who's playing for our offense at the time.
Any thoughts on that Kyle Pitts? No pass interference.
I didn't see it live. I saw the replay, so no real thoughts right now.
Your defense being able to hold, these first 3 games, I believe it's only 4 touchdowns. I might be wrong on that stat, but to not give up any of these touchdowns like you guys are, does that give you guys confidence going into New Orleans this week?
Yeah, I think, like I said, there is a lot of good stuff that we've put on tape and to build on as this year has started for us. One of those being making them kick field goals when they get down in the red zone. Something that we're really trying to do and lock in down there. Yeah.
I think Kelsey had 4 catches over 30 yards. What was the plan with him to try to limit him?
Yeah, he's a stud as well, and obviously him and 15 have a pretty good connection. So it is hard to limit him and get our best.
What has this defense shown through the first 3 weeks of the season?
That we can get a lot better. And there's some opportunities for us to be better. And when we fix those, it's going to be a great sight to see, and that's the exciting part.
You've played as many games in this building as anybody in this locker room. What do you think of that atmosphere?
Man, that atmosphere was awesome. I'm sorry, this Mama J right here. She waiting on me.
Oh, I understand.
Hey, Mom, I'm doing my interview. 1 second. All right, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but you've been to a lot of games here. Obviously, it gets loud, but that atmosphere seemed real.
Yeah, atmosphere was awesome, man. Atmosphere was awesome, and I just wanted the fans to continue to bring it, man, because we're gonna get some wins going. We got to be better at home. We got to protect our home field, and ain't no excuse.
Last question for you, man. We'll let you get to Mom. You got back-to-back division games. How much are you looking forward to these next 2?
Looking forward to it for sure, man. South coming, and we want to run that thing, so we got to do what we got to do to put a good performance together. And know it's gonna be a dogfight every game.
Did you see the potential pass interference on Kyle Pitts in the fourth quarter late in the game, and what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was a tough call in the end zone. We would like for it to go our way, of course, but Can't control those things. You know, some refs make, calls that they see fit, good or bad, and we just gotta come back and execute and make it be in our hands so we can take it out the refs' hands.
1-2 guys, you guys are 1-2 to start the year. 1-2 for some teams may feel different than others. You guys, a couple of close losses. How do you guys kind of assess how this team feels right now at this point?
Yeah, it's early in the season. We're not too much, looking at the record, just more so what we can correct, down the line and get the things and mistakes that we got on film and take them off film and come out next week and execute better.
And of course, you have to look at the film, but just from your memory of the game, do you feel like those mistakes you talk about are easy to make corrections?
Yeah, once everybody on the same page, play faster, execute calls, and get off the field.